Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what's going on here? As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title under the thumbnail. Yeah, man, this video today is dealing with the MobTies affiliates. Who I'm talking about? LilCam5th. Now, if y'all ain't heard, LilCam5th bond was set at 425 G's. Yeah, that's right, 425 G's. And the feds arrest J.Prince nephew, Rico MobTies driver, rush TakeOff, stash Duke093 jewelry. Yeah, man, that's right. So the MobTies driver did not only rush TakeOff, but he also stashed Duke093 jewelry. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, the MobTies affiliates got their hands all up in what happened with Duke093 and TakeOff untimely demise. So yeah, let's get to the story. So it looks like them people questioning everyone involved in and affiliated with J.Prince Jr. MobTies, and was seen at the Jazz private B-Day function when TakeOff was blicky down and sent up. Now, I just informed you guys a couple days ago about what happened with J.Prince Jr. cousin G-Way being shot up in Southeast Houston outside a party at a bar. Now, all this back and forth is getting out of hand, and that's probably the reason why the feds, along with the HPD, is making some rounds to try and nip all this in the bud. Even though you have those brought in for questioning, doesn't mean they're a person of interest. Now, the day after TakeOff untimely demise, J.Prince Jr. and Jazz was brought in for questioning because it was their function, you understand? But they were never labeled persons of interest. Now, when it gets to LilCam5th, he was considered a person of interest because he was on the scene when TakeOff was shot, and also Lil Cam was spotted with J.Prince Jr. and Duke093 when Duke was invited out to Houston. Yeah, man, LilCam5th was seen riding around with J.Prince Jr. and Duke. This the whole reason why I'm doing this video, because it was J.Prince Jr. driver that allegedly had something to do with Duke untimely demise as well as TakeOffs. Now I know folks gonna say LilCam5th, he was arrested for a prior blicky case. Yeah, that's what they say to keep the truth at bay. But deep down, we all know it's more to it. LilCam5th, he got a bond, and J.Prince gonna make sure he get that dude out to save face. You mean to tell me them people waited to catch LilCam5th a month after TakeOff was set up? Only because it was getting too hot for J.Prince and his sons. So they turned over LilCam5th like Boosie had been stated to those guys since Duke was set up. Now, once LilCam5th get turned over, they grab DJ Pat. Now, he's the alleged shooter and a person of interest. I'm saying all that to say J.Prince is covering his tracks. Y'all don't think he hearing what people saying about his son's MobTies being associated with TakeOff and Duke's untimely demise? Now, before we get into it, as always, let's first pay our respects and say rest in peace to TakeOff, condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in the ATL. Quavo, Offset, TakeOff brother, Lingo. Hey man, y'all keep y'all head ups out there, man. Same thing goes for Chicago's own Duke093. Rest in peace to Duke093. Condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in Chicago. See, I told y'all before, man, the Chicago GDs, along with Duke's family, they still pressing the issue. Even though they not hearing too much pertaining to what happened with their family member Duke, they still calling up to HPD to make sure they doing their job. Because again, we all understand that they got their hands tied up in what happened with TakeOff. Because that's the issue that J.Prince is pushing. But not when it's pertaining with Duke. So y'all think J.Prince is gonna put forth the same interest in catching the guy who set up Duke like he's doing for TakeOff? Nope. Because more people will start to become aware of what's going on with the MobTies when highly successful black men check in and they don't make it back home to their families. Now, these acts of low-level behavior are not instigated from no one else but us. No other groups of people is doing this to us but our own selves. And I'm talking about, we got a jeweler. He's supposed to have been protected, man. Then we got a rapper, TakeOff, who don't get into no type of street beef or rap beef, man. So at the same time, for this to happen to these two guys, hanging around the MobTies, hanging around J.Prince Jr. and his MobTies guys, come on, man, it got out of hand. And people started to see more clear, again, once TakeOff got set up. And then they went back and said, hey, the same thing happened with the jeweler from Chicago, man. Now, I mean, J.Prince, he is doing what's right from a father's perspective, especially when people saying it's three guys who upped the blicky. So any one of those guys could have been the one who set up TakeOff. J.Prince is coming from, it doesn't mean that the MobTies actually did it. Yes, it does. Because you got two guys that's affiliated to the mob guys who up blickies, who is DJ Pat and LilCam5th. But what happened to TakeOff, it shouldn't have happened. And that's the point I believe we're all speaking from, to be honest. That TakeOff and Duke the Jeweler should still be here, celebrating the holidays with their families. See, when things started to become heated, it's time to vacate the premises. So when TakeOff was telling Quavo, hey, it's time to go, that's when Quavo, he should have said, yeah, Neff, let's get on up out of here. Again, the only reason why he stayed because he wanted to keep shooting dice, and it was his homeboy Jazz B-Day function. But at that function, you had guys feeling a certain way because they had liquor all up in their system. Then you had guys already upset because they was steady losing money in the dice game. Then, this the crazy part right here, man. The two guys who were supposed to keep a level head gets into a disagreement, which turns into TakeOff being blicky down and sent up. And y'all know who I'm talking about between Quavo and J.Prince Jr. I believe by Quavo and J.Prince Jr. having a back and forth and not keeping their composure, that low level energy instantly took over the whole room. It's like the energy shifted to a negative space, and that space was the building where TakeOff was deleted. Like I stated to you guys, you have those blaming J.Prince Jr. because he put together the function. He invited the guests. He picked the time and the place for his brother's birthday party and hired the security. So if anything does get out of hand, you have the proper manpower in place to handle any situation. You feel what I'm saying? But like I stated, when you got your homeboys doing the security, checking people, and you told them, hey, only let in one guy from each side with a blicky. But what does he do? He let DJ Patty in with the blicky. You know what I'm saying? But still draws back to the point that nobody should have up blicky, especially at a private event. Now, there are folks who blame Quavo, TakeOff uncle, for not being disciplined enough to hold his tongue. All that rah-rah, I'm gonna do this and that, man, got your nephew sent up. Now, in the end, I believe TakeOff and Duke will get justice. It's just Duke will take longer because at one end, the Prince family is not making it a priority like they doing for TakeOff. But with Duke family and the GDs pressing the issue, something will turn up. And the thing is, whoever did this to Duke and TakeOff, the universe will handle them. Two kind souls being taken advantage of and being deleted. Come on, man. I'm telling y'all, the universe is gonna play its part, and that's real. Yeah, folks, right. LilCam5th got a bond, and J.Prince, he going to get that boy. Because we all know LilCam5th, he knows the behind-the-scenes activities of J.Prince Jr. MobTies and the Pops J.Prince. Because we all know that's one dude they do not want to keep locked up. Especially again with all the information that he knows. And because LilCam5th knows a lot, that's the reason why they paid DJ Pat the bag to take the rap, man. Yeah, to take the rap for the whole TakeOff situation. And they say your boy DJ Pat, he was at the border trying to get into Mexico. And the question is, who knew that DJ Pat was trying to cross over into Mexico, man? That means it has to be somebody that's associated to the MobTies that knew the moves of DJ Pat, you feel me? That's the reason why it's some people saying, yeah, it gotta be J.Prince, because J.Prince, he worked for them people, and he's the only person that knew that DJ Pat was trying to make that move across the border, man. See, again, y'all gotta pay attention what's going on here. Now for Duke, yeah, we ain't got to that point yet, because like I told you guys, man, J.Prince, he paying off those people to not look into the whole Duke situation, because there was a lot of jury involved. So you had somebody that was deleted and they jury tooken that they family owned. So J.Prince, he ain't only got to worry about Duke, he got to worry about Duke family and his business associates. And that's a whole nother level right there that J.Prince, he don't want to deal with. So that's the reason why the first thing he did was acknowledge what happened with TakeOff. But he did not acknowledge what happened with Duke. How when your son J.Prince Jr. invited Duke out to Houston? Just like Jazz invited out Quavo and TakeOff to the birthday function, man. To the private party birthday function, man. So yeah, J.Prince bonding out LilCam5th, all he doing is covering his tracks. Because again, if his sons get looked at as the one who set up TakeOff and Duke, that's gonna make him look bad. And we all know J.Prince, he wanna be the figure that everybody looks up to. So right now in his time, what's going on, he's losing that motivation that a lot of people was getting from him. Because for a long time, we all seen the moves that J.Prince was making. So a lot of people respect J.Prince for what he has done. But right now, what's going on pertaining to his sons, they subtracting all the love and appreciation that J.Prince had been receiving for about the past 20, 30 years, man. Now when J.Prince give his sons the opportunity to take over, this is what they showing. This is what they showing him and us. Yeah, so with these arrests happening, hopefully it will get justice for what happened with TakeOff and Duke the Jeweler. Hey, but we got more in store. As always, Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.